Hello and welcome to a rain-sodden Buriram Stadium here today for Chiangrai United versus Kitchee. Whether it goes ahead at the moment, we wait to see here in Group J. Could be a delay before kick-off. The referee currently out there on the field of play, and he is trying to see if the game can move forward. It is a pretty tight table. Vissel Kobe top with 7 points. Kitchee could overtake them with 2 victories in their last 2 games. And Chiangrai United, well, they're playing for pride now at the foot of the 3-team group. Thunder in the stadium. You can see that 28 degrees, it's warm, there's a bit of breeze, but there's an awful lot of precipitation falling from the skies above. And that has got to be in the mindset of our referee today, Khalid Salah Al Turai from Saudi Arabia. It has been, it's him just walking off there. The ball will not run truly presently, but we wait to see what the decision is. It would rain, but it's absolutely pouring down. It's not stopping to rain, in fairness. The lights will magnify the amount of rain, but it is certainly coming down in all directions here at the Buriram Stadium in Bukharam. Tends to think it's now in the lap of the meteorologists, if I can say that properly, the people that do the weather, and of course the referee and the ground staff, who will say just how well this ground actually absorbs the water. You can see there illustrations coming off of the water. The squeegee's trying to push it off. Ground staff electing to go barefoot for this. But it really has been raining now, certainly for the past hour, and there's been no cessation of it. It's been full on. It really has been a heavy downpour. Chiangrai United against Kitchee are the 2 sides to go. Games in this group so far for Kitchee. They beat Chiangrai 1-0 in their first game, but they lost 2-1 to Vissel Kobe in their second game. Chiangrai United obviously lost to Kitchee, and then they lost 6-0 to Vissel Kobe, and then drew 0-0. So they've been getting better, yet to score a goal in the group. But whether the game will start at the allotted time, we wait to see. Just waiting for a decision down in the tunnel. Must be a little bit hard work for the ground staff at the moment, with the amount of water that's still coming down. I feel a little bit like fighting a losing battle. The ground staff will be aware of just how well this pitch drains, and the referee will be asking them all sorts of questions and looking at, no doubt, the radar map for the area. That is a lot of water. You can hear the clatter, the hum on the stands of the rain as it hits the stadium roofs. You can see it caress its way across the screen from right to left as well. As we will say in an English summer, it's warm rain at least. The sides have been out, and they were preparing as the pitch got ever wetter. One of the We're just getting word that they're looking at a 10 past the hour kick-off time, which means that they're hopeful that they can get this game underway. Hopefully they will be kind to us. They are more hopeful, possibly, than those currently out on the field of play. We have a little accident over there. A slippage. The update is suspended due to the inclement weather. Well, there you can see the match should start at around about 21:10 local time. The rain is still cascading down, and it really is a tough battle for the ground staff, of which there's plenty working on the pitch, but we will leave you with the images of the Thunder Stadium, I should say, here in Buriram, and we will join you again as the two sides make their way out of the tunnel and onto the pitch. I will catch up with you shortly. Well, if you've just tuned in, expecting to see Chiangrai United versus Kitchee, well, you can see that the rain has come, and it's not just come, it's come in epic proportions. There was a delay of 10 minutes to our start time, but now there has been a revised one now, due to start half an hour after its normal kick-off time, so 21:30 local time. We are keeping an eye on the weather, and our referee is keeping abreast of the situation. When we have any more, we'll let you know more as the rain and the weather unfolds. Hello again. As you can see, it's still a little bit of a soggy picture from the Buriram Stadium here. The rain is still coming down. The ground staff, well, I think they're on double time now. The kickoff has been set back a further half an hour, so it'll be an hour after the scheduled start, 2200 hours local time. We will sit tight to see exactly what the outcome is. And one feels that the rain will have to stop or cease pretty shortly to give themselves a fighting chance of clearing the water. But as you can see from the puddles on the pitch, the rain still comes down. And we'll wait for the time of 2200 hours to see what further news we can bring. You can see the thunder lighting up the sky around the stadium as well. Thunder Castle, it says on the seats, thunder from the skies currently, and rain coming down. More news as soon as we have it. As you can see, the teams are out warming up, and it looks as though the kickoff will be, well, I can confirm that the kickoff will be at 2200 hours local time. That's just around about 14 minutes from now. And you can join me later for this Group J match between Chiangrai United and Kitchee. And when it takes all, really, to a degree. Hello and welcome to the Buriram Stadium for Chiangrai United versus Kitchee in Group J. It has been an hour, but has it been worth the waiting for? I'm absolutely sure it will be. Group J, just the 3 teams in Group J. Vissel Kobe currently top of the tree, having won 7 points from 9. Kitchee in second place with 3 points, and Chiangrai United just with the 1 point. Big game today for the side from Hong Kong, Kitchee. They still have possibilities of second place in the groups. Buriram Stadium, 28 degrees, showers, light showers. We really don't want any more precipitation, and just a little bit of a breeze, but it'll be warm rain nevertheless. And I've just got to say, big hats off to the ground staff here, who have worked tirelessly in conditions that haven't been particularly suited to keeping the pitch dry. Been more like a rainy day in Manchester, except the rain didn't wait to come down. It fell down in absolute bucket loads. But we are going ahead. A game of football will now commence, and the 2 sides will have been sat in the changing rooms for the past hour, waiting eagerly to get on with the job at hand. The fans have been entertained with the hairs on the neck raising music within the stadium here. There has been quite a thunderstorm, and there has been quite a lot of rain that has fallen in the past hour, but it seems to have abated to a degree, and that has allowed us now to get ready for the 2 sides to go at it, we hope, hammer and tongs in this game. As Group J is only 3 teams remaining, the results against the 4th place teams in Groups F to I will be omitted as they go forward, looking for qualification. Obviously the top side will go through, but currently sides that are looking at the best second position: Urara Red Diamonds, Gyeongbuk Hyundai Motors, Melbourne City, Ulsan Hyundai and Kitchee. So that tells you that Kitchee are still in with a squeak. They have 2 games to play. Today's game against Chiangrai United, and then they take on the leaders Vissel Kobe. So plenty for them to play for, and pride certainly very much in essence for Chiangrai United. No goals so far, conceded 7, a bit of a thumping 6-0 against Vissel Kobe. It means that they have got to come out and show a little bit more. It's all about the 2 sides, and be warned that the pitch has still had a fair amount of water on it. It'll still be very, very sodden, even though when you look down at it from our camera angles, it's going to look fairly in good order. But unless there's no more rain, it will eventually drain away. But for the opening start, it's going to be a little bit sticky underfoot, you feel. Well, it's been an hour, and I have been there myself, waiting for ground conditions to change suitably for a game, and players will have their routines. How much it'll affect them, we wait and see. They would have been geared up. They would have understood as well when they got to the stadium today with the rain coming down that there was an element of doubt as to whether this was going to start in time. But it is indeed going to be underway very, very shortly. Fans happy. You can see the rain that's splattered on those seats from within inside the stadium. It really was quite ferocious, the rain, as it dropped down, and it was blown and swirling around as well. But now it's focus time. Marvellous moment for every player. Champions League, the highest you can attain for your club in your respective area. It doesn't matter. Professional pride. And believe you me, I've played in a few testimonials for different people, and when you play alongside an ex-professional, even though they've got larger at the girth, they don't lose that edge that they want to win a game of football, albeit a testimonial. So you can imagine the competitive edge that will be on display here, whether it's for pride, freedom football, in the case of Chiangrai United, or Vissel Kobe's chasers here, Kitchee, who are desperate for the points. It's a nothing match, it's a match with plenty upon it. Two sides will now go through the tradition of just a fist pump for everybody as they go past, with the officials glance eye to eye. Ferdinand is dry for the moment. Still see a little bit of water underfoot there as the teams come in for their photograph. Do love an on-pitch team photo. Anyway, let's get down to the business of the sides. Chiangrai, well, pretty solid their side. Not many changes for them. Waiting to see exactly how they line up. They are looking, we feel that they're going to be in a way of a, well, they're showing a 4-3-3 there. But there are a few, as number 4 will tell you, Kohei Kato can actually play in midfield, so it could be a 3-4-3. Referee today is from Saudi Arabia, as is his 2 officials alongside him. Mr. Al-Turais is the man in charge. This is the Kitchee lineup, and again, they have it all to play for. And again, I think they're going to be more of a 4-1-4-1. That tends to be the way they've played throughout the competition so far, and it's a pretty settled 4-1-4-1 as well. Paulo Cesar, the 36-year-old keeper, and Dejan Domanjevic is the man tasked with trying to get a goal. Substitute there for Chiangrai. Warawong had played the first couple of games, but after that 6-0 defeat against Vissel, finds himself on the bench. And in is No, in between the pipes. Well, one wondered if this was ever going to start with the rain, but free season tickets all around for the ground staff, I would say, for the rest of this football season, because they have been out. And short of taking teaspoons out, that sometimes it must have felt like battling the waves with a teaspoon. They have done very, very well to get this playing surface anywhere near ready to accept. 22 players chasing a bag of wind, with technique, endeavour and heart for this Group J game. As ever, every player will just be looking for that first touch, just to make sure it's composed into his foot, under control quickly, and passed on, moved on, and from there on in they'll feel comfortable. Elio just going through his pre-match ritual. And we are off and underway for a game, I must admit, I wasn't too sure would actually go ahead. Roberto tries to clip it through the centre. Straight away, Gaia puts it on far side. See already, ball just holding up, but just running in. It has been quite considerable rainfall, and still, whilst the camera angle shows a good-looking playing surface, there is still quite a bit of water to be absorbed by this playing surface. Tignon putting it down the line. Chiangrai's coach, knowing what this means, will be looking for it. A little bit of an upending there. Raul, the man that has just gone through the back. And that is Kitchee, Alex, the main man. He is outside. He could maybe just drop the mask for a bit longer. Most of his players are asking him to keep it up, I expect, but there again. Real chance here now. Damjanovic. It is very awkward, the underfoot conditions. I won't say farcical, but you can see there, just as Verzura went to clear the ball, it just died on him. Korhai being held there. And Gazov was the man that just impinged it. The rule of weather conditions like this, every defender should learn: you don't pass it back to your goalkeeper. And he does just that. Knocked high over the top by Anin. Foul given away this time by Getterson. I'm going to use a word that is going to be, I think, fairly pivotal in this game, and it's going to be desire. Strong-minded characters have got to show the desire. Again, you see the delivery thwarted by the water. It's going to be desire to understand in your own mind that this is what we're playing in, this is what we're playing amongst, and this is how we're going to have to play. Caught high. Okay, just plays it back, and it's more effective in the end. Some players are going to have to get their heads around this at the moment. Verzura trying to adjust your touch as well. Chan down the line. Verzura heads it away. He's trying to read the bounce. Almost need to take the bounce out of the equation. That's good footwork in a very tight area back there. Damjanovic got the flick on. Getterson controls it nicely. Again, it's given away. And now the turn, the spin. Mingazov has his shot blocked. Getterson's got to try and hold it up, hasn't done so. Mingazov with the first shot of the game, just over the top, catches the post behind the goal. Ruslan Mingazov got onto the loose ball, stepped inside his man. It's not a bad effort from distance. And in never 100% sure that wasn't just going to dip under his crossbar, but had the whole thing covered. Robust challenge on the far side. So what I say was the man that was dumped down. See the ball not running there against the touchline. That's where most of the water was edged off. It's a quick throw taken. Real chance here, right across the face. Caught high, could be caught out there. And Gazov was coming in behind. Who settles best in the current conditions. Well, that young man certainly got away with one there. That's very good work on the far side by Kitchee. Followed by Tin Yom on the far side. Should be an interesting battle. Roberto. Law. Roberto gets it down the line. Can he deliver? Oh, he's delivered a decent ball in there. Just flicks off the head back there of Inkpen. Flipped in again. Good punch away this time by Anin. The free kick is given. Gazov was the man that put Anin under pressure. Just the one goal separated these two sides in the first game of this group. Edison's underneath it, but Damjanovic plays it far side. Kitchee inside Terao. Just a bit of footwork in the end, but just given away. Raul will try and pick the pocket. He's had his pocket picked as well. Excellent work this time by Tiatakul. And this time, another breakthrough. Savalse just caught in the challenge by Clayton. Joshua Sakir, the man that put the ball out of play on the far side. Just trying to work out, if I were playing now, how I'd be playing these conditions. If you are a playmaker, a touch footballer, you see the water still coming up at regular intervals. You've got to make your pass get there in these conditions, but by the same token, you've got to try and allow for what is in there. You saw that ball just dramatically stop there. And far side, good break on the far side as well. Clayton's done really well. Trying to get around his man to get the cross in. Drills it in, but the heels this time of Tin Yom managed to block the cross. Getterson jumped there. The man that climbed highest to head that ball away. Getterson into his feet, back to goal. Tries to clatter through, but a loose pass, a very loose pass by Chan, but they've managed to fashion something out of it. Damjanovic on the angle. Oh, he managed to dig an effort out. A little shot back to his left foot. Dejan Damjanovic. Done well here. Just tried to drag it back and lift it over the top. Couldn't quite get the curl and the accuracy to go for Anin's top right-hand corner. Thumbed long by Anin. And Gazov gets it all the way back to Cesar. You can hear the clout of the ball. Really giving it some beans, and the shouts down on the bench at the moment, looking for the second ball. Good height, looking for Getterson. Helio gets across to put the ball away. But the moment, it appears as though Chiangrai want to try and run in behind the full backs. Slightly unlucky there with the ball. Just running off the thighs of Hirota. Chan tries it off, launches it towards the halfway line. Demjanovic helps it on. Caught high. It really is about heart and desire today, and I think there's going to be a lot of that needed to be on show there. There was almost a little flounce of the ball straight into the shins of Mingazov from in-pen. Korhai wants some movement. Hirota comes short, Getterson turns it in. Hirota won't get that. Korhai, the man that just caresses his body against the body of Mingazov. And it is a free kick to Kitchee, who possibly have the biggest amount of gain to see in this Group J. They need it to be in their own hands heading towards their final group match. Far side. Played in. Nicely taken away by Sukid Hamakul. So free kick has been given. Lochichun there, just a bit late coming in on Timyon. Well, the game's settling down. We've had 12.5 minutes. Pretty chanceless. Both sides keeping on top of each other. It's the same for both sides. That's all you can shout at your TV screens wherever you are or watch this game. It's the same for both sides. Who battles the best? In pen for the diagonal. That's a beautiful chest down on the far side by Savonase. Was that hands on the edge of the box? Could have been. The referee's done well. Damjanovic with the clearance. In pen. Nice bit of work. Sukid Hamakol. Fair old divot coming up there, as you'd expect. The groundsman possibly won't like the look of that. Not the cleanest challenge in the world. Well, he looks as though he could be difficult today. He's worked very hard. Lo Chi Chun goes down. The free kick's given against him there. In an effort to try and get to the football. Badena goes over. And that is the worry. It's the slide afterwards. There's absolutely Peter off the ground when he finally gets in there. Does he need to make that challenge? I was going to cut him a bit of slack, thinking he may well have slipped there, but it was a fairly lively challenge there by Lo Chi-chun. Expensive commodities, Champions League footballers, and you have to take into account the conditions for slipping and sliding and damage to players. The players won't mind. They're out there playing a game of football. That's the least of their worries. Tignon puts it forward. Chance here to bring it down with Verzuva. Tignon goes over. Fullbacks used to love this weather back in the day. Playing for the conditions. Korhai Down the line, tries to find Sukit Hamakol, but he loses out. As that ball out of play, it looked very close to it from Mingazov. The referee's going to have to have pretty keen eyes on this contest to see what is condition suited and what is legal and what steps over the line. Penn was the man with the challenge. Helio. Courthay gets it away. Chance here for Gedison, can't get onto it. Well, again, sliding challenge goes in. This could be a card. And Hirota gets the first card. And exactly what I said just moments ago about what is on the line, what is climate control, so to speak, and what is just dangerous. And Hirota over the ankle on Raul there, just above the ankle, gets himself the first yellow card. Such a fine line. The referee right on the premises. It's just the danger of whether a player starts to go and starts to slip. You can see there the conversation is going on with Sukit Hamakol, who is basically sort of saying, you know, you take into account the conditions, but we've got the benefit of a replay. The referee sees it first time and he caught it absolutely spot on. There's overzealous, there's 50-50s, and then there's, as I say, to use the phrase, climate control. What is affected by the ground conditions, and that's whether it been dry, snowy, icy, windy, rainy, foggy or sleety, it would have been a yellow card, come what may. Crossfield there. It's going to be, it's one of those battles that I feel is going to be very, very intriguing in this game today. Tignon for Chiangrai. And of course, Lo Chichung wearing the number 2. Roberto to try and launch this into the penalty area. Chiangrai. No chance now. Roberto lifts it in and just clears it. Not the best. Well, it's got a good distance on the punch, and this time Gedison is upended from behind. Respect for each other, I think, is very good. I could think of some occasions where temperament may well get in the way, but both of these sides so far playing with a lot of respect for each other. Fedena thumps it long. Gedison's climbed all over. Mingazov goes backwards, but again the ball's out. Gedison's done really well to shoulder off his man. Maybe over ambitious, always got behind it. It may just be the little knock that Gedison requires there. Showed great strength to shoulder his man off the ball. He used to play with many players that all day long love to play with the ball at their feet, but didn't start playing until they got a little bit of a buffet in and a bore in and a little bit of a kick in. And once they got that first little nibble, they seem to focus even better. Roberto aiming to go all the way through his man on the far side. And I'm pretty sure that I want to say, felt every bit. Gedison with the header away. Sukit Hamakol tries to play it forward. Chiangrai Managed to retain possession. Lifted forward by In-Pen. Roach has got to be careful now. Chan plays it against him. The weather is now a nice little dry 28 degrees. Damjanovic. Nice little bit of play there. Now the break is on through the centre. Cleaton. Force wide. Good defensive work. In-Pen gets a foot in. And in the end, it's got to be tidied up by Sukida Amakul. Cleaton not too impressed with the... Well, in fairness, that does look as though In-Pen's just managed to pop the leg down the side of his leg. How hard that was, we'll only have to guess, but it's Anin to take this goal kick. Cleaton, Damjanovic, break on this near side. This time it is going to be Mingazov, edge of the box, little short ball in, cross the face. Could this be a first goal? No, it's not. Yeah, Lorchi Chun had to wait for the ball. Wasn't sure how it was going to come to him. If you watch this now, just sort of dies on him, and in the end, as he goes down through the waves on the floor, he's made a little bit of a hash of it. But if it had come to him with a bit more pace, he knows that that could have been the first chance of the game. He knows that should have really at least tested the keeper. Lorchi Chun tries again, far side. And checked as well by Tignon. Brenner. And Tignon will play from deep. Peterson out jumped again at the back by Cheso Sungha. It's quite a considerable presence, in fairness, at the back. Cesar lifts it long. Easy header away by In-Pen. Raul gets it down. Cleaton. Hassel. Gives away a free kick. Not to the better play there. A little bit over extravagant there. Barazuva trying to get to the ball before it was available to pinch. Cleaton now with the free kick for Kitchee. 24 minutes on the clock. One real chance, which has been spurned by Kitchee. Spurned by Lorchi Chun. Garos gets it in. It's across the face of his own goal. And in the end, Brenner. That's the only thing that every good defender should do. And I remember Franco Baresi, the massive star of Italian football. He knew when to play and he knew when to give it everything he had in his cans to get it away from his goal. So the free kick given away in the middle of the park. Right at the goal. Just clipping the heels of Roberto. Well, Korhai's going to get a yellow card here, but that pass, in my humble opinion, was there to be attacked. Korhai gets the card. Cleaton, the man that went over. And as per usual, the referee is absolutely spot on, just towed it away before Korhai came in. Cleaton delivers. Headed away by Brenner. And they're trying to get away, Savannah safe. See it back, and Roberto elects to take the ground conditions underfoot out of the way. In Penn gets the ball away with a header. Brenner's got to tidy up and manages ultimately to get it out to Tignon. So he's up. A little spell of play where the underfoot conditions haven't come into play because people have gone for the longer ball. It may be not a pitch to be playing tiki-taka football, the Barcelona way. Sukit Hamakol trying to win it back, working hard. Ultimately, Tignon gets a little bit of body on it. Had a play on the far side for Kitchee to throw. Throw down the line by Roberto. And the play again. Referee's going to follow his official on the far side. Game is yet to really alight itself. It's going to be a bit of a cat and mouse affair, you feel, for the whole 90. Ooh, that was a little bit of a clattering. Well, the man that signifies his admission of guilt there. Hiroto, the man that felt the ball in behind. Sukit Hamakol caught in possession, and now he's in a bit of a foot race. Real chance here. Damjanovic is in behind. Oh, well. Lord Chichun looks around in a little bit of disbelief there. Gets himself back onto the ball though. Brenner just stabs the ball away. Referee has been pretty much on the premises for every decision so far. Certainly a coming together, and I can certainly see why the referee said no. Cleaton felt the contact, then headed for the ground. And in, we'll thumb this clear. Chiangrai not having the better of the exchanges, as you'd possibly expect here with Kitchee, the Hong Kong side, with a chance of making it further forward. In Penn in with a challenge. There's a few gestures going out from some player. Mingazov. And now it's a yellow card for the captain, Sukit Hamakol. Cards up, coming out, the referee issuing the third of this first 30 minutes. And in once three in the wall. Can he line it up correctly? Now this I would say is I know it's a long way out, but this is worth driving it as hard as you can at the keeper to see if it goes along the ground. See what his handling's like. Cleaton stands over the ball. I think he'll go for the safer option, which is just a little clip as he does so. And it's right across the face of goal. Well judged on this near side. Kurhait, the man that watched it. Helio was trying to get round. And every passing moment, the Playing surface gets better and better. No need for the pitch walkers now. The studs will be aerating the top of the pitch here in the Buriram Stadium. And in. Getterson the target. Big header by Helio. Good work by Kliton Damjanovic at Lochi Chun. Ball just skirts off the pitch. Very difficult to judge accuracy and pace. Still some standing water on the pitch, so if you don't give it enough to get to your player, your teammate, the thing is it could die in the rain-sodden turf. And by the same token, if you give it too much, it could skip away off just a greasy surface. So very much betwixt and between. Good play this time. Now the break is on. So what I say, see, it just didn't travel nicely for him. Shot goes in, and that's not the greatest shot by Verzura. Got the wrong club out of the back there, didn't he? And the fact we got football, I think, is an absolute testament to the best team so far on the day. The ground stop. Paulo Cesar. Saw him in the warm-up in his orange kit. Saw him in another warm-up in his orange kit. I think it's about the third orange kit that he's come out in. Clip forward. Should be easy this time for Brenner. Brenner will go back to Anin. Anin will knock it long. Decent work there by Chiangrai. A little bit of a loose one. Chan will deal with it. A little bit of anxiety creeping into the play of Kitchee. Chiangrai with the ball in his hands will try and utilise the ball for Chiangrai so that they can try and work on the anxiety. Cleason does well. Damjanovic, could the flag go up? The flag will go up. Damjanovic, Dejan Damjanovic, nice to get it into his body. Good awareness around him. Just knows what he wants to do with it. Looks like a very useful number 9. Playing with his back to goal. In pen. Getterson with the head up. Chiangrai won't get onto it. Knocked away by Helio. Getterson holds his man off. Gets the ball into the box. It's not a bad ball. Paulo Cesar drives on the ball and then slides a good 5 or 6 yards with it. That is part of the issue that keepers will face as well. A bit of work here by Sukid Hamakol. Savonase inside. Good footwork there by Verzura. Inpen drives it forward, and that's well brought down out of the sky there. Chiangrai, can they get their first goal? Not a bad ball in, headed away by Roberto. Finally, Chan comes forward, and this time a very strong challenge by Inpen. Cleaton is still certainly feeling that one. Verzura gives his player a little bit of a sort of pat on the way back. Cleaton certainly felt that. But if you are a defender, and I hate to say this as a commentator, but when you play your games, there's places you can give away a free kick if you are a central defender, and in the opposition half you can have a nibble at a player and possibly not cause yourself too much consternation from the rear guard. I'm not condoning it, I'm just saying it's something that competent midfielders and defenders, that's the place where they'll put a challenge in and around the halfway line or in the opposition half, knowing full well they can quell an attack going the opposite way. Getterson the target, Helio with the header down. Raul gets away from his man, tries to pick a pass now. A little over hit. And Gazov was the target, tends to pull out to this left-hand side. And Raul now gets the yellow card, we've just been shown. It's a very strict line that our referee is taking, considering the conditions. And I think he's doing the right thing. He's demonstrating that he'll take everything into account, but he'll also take into account that you're not going to get away with saying it's the ground and what have you. And certainly leave me to run the game is what his message was there to Raul. That's going to go out of play. Khalid Salih Al-Tarai from Saudi Arabia is our referee. Just the one real opportunity spurned by Lord Chi Chun. Otherwise it's been a pretty much even still. Territorially and sort of possession based, you would have to look at Kitchee, who have sort of felt the better. Real chance here. Damjanovic tries to play it into the penalty area. And Verzura gets it away. I think this is the first corner of the game. And in trying to make sure that the zonal marking's in place. Cleaton to take. And in gets enough on it. Chance on the edge of the box, just wouldn't sit down for Raul, and doesn't he know it? Football matches, you can draw form lines, see who's doing what and who's played against who and who's in what form going into each match. Add in the spice of a slightly naughty pitch in terms of conditions wise, and the whole spectacle has another twist to it, and it's one that's well worth watching. Getterson and Cleaton coming together. Free kick taken quickly. Roberto in, but in it away. Raul doesn't get to it. Chan searching for the through ball in pen. Scoops it down the line here. Nicely turned on this near side by Hirota. Again, just condition is slightly catching out Raul as he tried to turn that forward. Good height, Getterson. Good height. In pen. Quite a comfortable young man on the ball in pen. Quite solid and has a physical presence about him as well. It's ideal for a centre half. Doesn't mind the ball at his feet. Doesn't mind a tackle. Add into the mix an aerial threat as well. And you've got pretty much the all-round centre back. You just need that ability of pace to tidy up. Chance to put the ball in. It's not a bad ball in again. And it's going to be a throw. Just kept in play by Helio. Theatrical with the cross just moments ago. Peeling in and getting down to the dead ball line. Medina. He's fed it into a good area, but there's no blue shirt there. Roberto. Chun loses out. Sumit Hamakol tries to play it forward. Still a chance to Chiangrai to try and work it out on this near side to Kohai. Kohai. Darting run in the end by Tiatakul. It's not quite enough as the ball beats him out of play. If you have just joined us and are glancing at the numerical countdown in the corner, this game kicked off an hour after it was due to kick off due to heavy rain, inclement weather, which had pretty much flooded the pitch. The ground staff have worked incredibly well, and we started an hour after scheduled kick-off time, and that's why we're still at the rear of the first period. We haven't missed too many goal-bound efforts either. In fact, the one clear-cut chance fell to Lorchichun. He slipped on trying to get there, couldn't judge the ball in along the ground either. Dragged it wide of the Chiangrai United goal. Otherwise, it's been pretty much stalemate. Lots of splashing, lots of working hard, lots of endeavour, and quite a few yellow cards. And the playmaker for Kitchee, Gleaton, has gone to ground again, this time under the pressure on the far side of Savonasai. Really is the playmaker in this respect. There's a good opportunity here for a free kick to be deposited aerially into the Chiangrai penalty area. Delivery key here. Damjanovic goes to the front post, and in comes and misses his punch. Ball is loose there. Hacked away somewhat by Chiangrai's defence. Difficult passage of play there for both sides. Anand will be pleased that his defensive lieutenants were around him to thump that clear after he missed his punch. Brynner with the header. Chance now for Damjanovic to clip it in. Takes a deflection. Anand should keep that in play and does so. Ground will be quite sapping on the quads and the calves. Berzura clattering into Lorchichun. Well, gets it forward, just sits nicely actually, well read by Inpen, and Inpen again with a solid challenge there. Needed to win it, did win it. Roberto, Cleaton. Lorchichun, Cleaton, Damjanovic. Cleaton again, will he go first time? He does go first time. Well, Inpen and Mingazov go together. Getterson tries to get away from Raul. Raul sticks to his guns, comes in from the side in the end. Chiangrai with a chance to break. Savonasai trying to drill it through the centre. Still they come forward. Nice spin this time. Trying to get around his man the long way. Oh, that looks very, very good. It is a penalty. Well, 15 seconds before the regulation is over, and Tiatakul has won a penalty. I say Tiatakul, it could well be Savonasai that's gone down. And I've got it wrong, it's Rota that has drawn the challenge. And there's a little bit of a wild challenge in fairness there. Chaiso got hurt. the man that has brought it down. Penalty, 45 on the clock. Referee again right on the spot. And what a big moment this is at the end of the first half. It's a real awkward time if you should concede. The penalty hasn't been scored yet. Paulo Cesar will be looking to save Sukit Amakol's penalty. A lot of pressure on the captain. Sukit Amakol versus Paulo Cesar. Big moment for the side. Chiangrai United, easily as you like. Penalty drilled in, sends Cesar the wrong way. Sukit Amakul gets the opening goal right on the stroke of half-time. And it really was a little bit of a strong challenge by Cheisho Gaher on the run into the box of Hirota. Got round his man, really lunged. Stay on your feet. Was he going anywhere is the question. But what a fine penalty that was by Sukit Amakul. Paulo Cesar elected to go left and the ball went right. No need for a hot skip and a jump. Bruno Fernandes, if you're watching, just literally up to the ball and know where you want to put it. Into a minute of time to be added on at the end of the first 45, and we have our first goal of the game. Damjanovic, lovely little back heel, trying to come straight back. Damjanovic, well, you saw his shot there. Just stop on the grass, and Anin went down to his right, and then the ball arrived. Well, that goal has set up what should be a very, very interesting second 45 minutes. Our referee today, Khalid Salat Al-Turai, blows the whistle just on the stroke of half-time. That man in your picture, Sukit Hamakul, put the ball into the back of the net from the penalty spot. And don't forget, in this game, Chiangrai United are playing for pride. Kitchee from Hong Kong, couple of wins for them, and they could find themselves finding qualification at a Group J in their hands. But they won't want to walk into, as they are walking into the change rooms, trailing by that penalty on the stroke of half-time. Chiangrai United 1, Kitchee 0 at the break.
Second ball, John.
Well, welcome back to the Buriram Stadium here for this Group J game between Chiangrai United and the side in your picture, Kitchee. The Thai side leading by a 1-0, scored right on the stroke of half-time. Herota was brought down by Cheshojang and the penalty was taken by Sukit Hamarkul, and he put it to Cesar's right as Cesar went to his left-hand side. Pitch and everybody has changed into new clothing. There's going to be a couple of changes at the start of this second half for Kitchee, because, you know, if Kitchee can win this game and win their next game against Vissel Kobe, they could actually find themselves with a chance of maybe proceeding as far as they've ever been in the AFC Champions League. They've not had the greatest record. First change coming on. Akande is coming on. He is coming on. I didn't see who he was replacing just at the present moment, but Akande, a striker. Waiting to see whoever the change is for. There's the man that scored the penalty, Sukit Hamakul. There's a man that has stood up to the task so far, in pen. Looks as though it's going to be a Candy to go alongside Damjanovic to make it a 2 up front. Well, the pitch playing ever better as the game goes on. And it was indeed the removal of Lorchi Chun that has gone on. So that Chin Long that has gone off, I apologise. Ball's just on the edge of the box. Kande missed out this time. All attacking thrust here from Kitchee. There's the man that gave away the penalty, and there's the man tasked with trying to get a goal back. And forces a stop straight away from Anin. Akande tries to set up Damjanovic and will just bring the ball down. And I think the intent has been certainly put firmly out there for Kitchee from Hong Kong, top tier of Hong Kong football. Rabaena. There's the man, Cheshojang, the man that gave the penalty away. And you watch it again, it just comes off his leg and then he dives in. Reactive second attempt for the ball. Roberto now. Damjanovic goes up, Brennan with the header. Sukit Hamakul, lovely footwork. Lifted long and away by Tignon. Tactical leading down this right hand side. Helio said desire would play a big part in this game, weathering that first 45 minutes and underfoot conditions. Life's a little different. Damjanovic is strong. In pen goes on to the football, glances around. Now you can hear the calls from the touchlines. Corner to come in here. Cleaton delivers. Helio with a header straight against the back of Korhai head. Raulbaena puts it back in, and it's just turned away in there. And again, it's in pen. It's had a little bit of a say in proceedings. Just a little graze off the head of Kande hovering behind. It's the perfect scoreline for a game of football in which the side that are trailing need to win. If you're a neutral, it's absolutely bob on for you to sit back and relax and watch this second 45 minutes, because the story will unfold and it will become more anxious and nervy as it goes through. That penalty by Sukit Hamakul was the first goal in the group for Chiangrai United. But now it's all about Kitchee. Can they try and find a riposte? Rao with the ball, and it's not a bad ball as well. Lorchi Chong gets it out to the edge of the box. Damjanovic allowed to turn one way and the other, caught high. Well, the referee was right on the premises there. Thought Dejan Damjanovic went down a wee bit easy. And this is what I talk about, anxiety in the game of football now. Clayton lifts it in, Brinner away. It should be now a case of Chiangrai United having to face everything that Kitchee have got. That's a lovely header down at Kande. Can he finish? He's got Brinner for company. Flag is up on this near side. Just for a moment there was a little sight up. Kande playing beyond the shoulder of Brinner. Never really sat down for him. This is the moments ago. The referee was right there. I think Damjanovic is not best impressed with that decision. In fairness, a few seconds. Second, third and fourth phase of play has disappeared, and he's still having a chat with Khalid Al-Tarai. I think there will be a necessity to get this ball forward. Akande, lovely chest work. Needed a bit more support around him, but Albuena gets onto it. Far side now. Tinyom tries to get down the far side. Kurhai puts it away for the corner. We're going to win 2-1. I think that that is a Kitchee fan. Anyway, the corner is going to be swung in from the far side. Clayton to deliver. Decent ball in. Strong header away by Getterson. Getterson misses it this time. Inpen just knocks it long. Back into the danger zone. Not a lot of accuracy there. But you can see Chiangrai United. Sort of just knocking the ball away with no real accuracy, but possession's being given away. Getterson picks out a nice pass on this near side to Zavanasek. Akande gets a toe in. Lorchichun brings it out a couple of passes later. And now, wow. Suffice to say, you can see from Mingazov's face that he's not impressed with that ball. The classic professional there, Albuena, just points at the ball. Can influence the referee occasionally. I've tried it before in the past myself. I preferred the talk myself into a yellow card situation when I played. Ball goes forward, comes out, Getterson. Well, he had a chance, just half a chance. Got under it, needed to put his knee over the ball a bit more there. The poor clearance was pounced upon. Left foot under the ball, nose. Maybe had a fraction more time. Well, had to Chan back to Helio across to Shogaku. Nice ball to Roberto, can he get across it? He's inside his man, this time he has to Twist away from Sylvanasai. Again, Cleaton gets involved. And Chiangrai doing very well there. You can almost sense as the moments pass, we've had almost 9 minutes of the second half, that Kitchee finding life a little difficult. Not the best bit of defensive work there by Inpen. Can't keep him out of the commentary at the moment. Anin got onto it. Demjanovic wants a better cross into the box. Elia with the head up. Rahul. Chan. Rahul again. Trying to probe. Cleaton. Akande. What a goal. Alex Akande, 55. Given time to get it down and spin and finishes beautifully the substitute. Alex Akande levels things up. And there has to be a question mark over the space he was afforded to thump it past Anin in the goal away to my right-hand side. Onside when it comes in, Brenner plays him on. No shutting down of the football. And then ultimately, he receives that pass from Mingazov. Not enough pressure on the football. Defenders all around the world, they know you've got to go out there, you've got to cut that down. And Akande, all the time in the world to drill it past. And it's a fine, fine finish for one apiece. Well, that changes the whole scenario now. Kitchee have got themselves level, and they've got themselves into a position of strength, momentum behind them at the moment, having scored the last goal. And in with a goal kick. Albaina into Mingazov, around the corner to Akande, and Brenner just stepped off of the player and allowed the shot. Chiangrai, penalty scorer. Sukit Hamakul gets it near side. Chance inside the penalty area, the set's out. Not a bad shot, spilled by Cesar. Chiangrai United coming back with a little bit of a riposte there. Verzuva was the man that had the opportunity. Chan getting the ball away. Well, they're starting to make inroads now. Maybe a little too close for comfort, ultimately. And now the break is on. Oh, that's a yellow card all day long, and tomorrow as well. Trying to atone for his mate there. The young Verzura goes into the book. Was never really in the right place to make a challenge. And in fairness, I think about 4 yards before he did it, the referee could have started to write his name in the book, because it was always odds on that Verzura was going to upend his man. Cleaton stands over the football, the string pull-up. Kande was a target, headed away this time by Getterson. We put in again, Raul delivers again. And in with a big call, allows Brenner to duck out of the way. And what a little simple throw. Raul onto the football. Nice bit of skill, but maybe overdoes it against Kurhai. Sign of a good professional, always find something to moan at after you make a rather easy error. Pitch, player not running. Chance now for Chiangrai United to come forward. Trying to get him behind Roberto, but canny lad plays it back. Some nice challenges going in the middle of the park, fairly lively. Tignon was the man that stood his ground. Tiatakul gets the ball in, that'll be a corner. First for the second half, Chiangrai will look to try and profit from this. Tiatakul, Pettersson the target. Again, sort of 50-50 split here, 50% zonal and 50% man marking. Zura is also taking the corner. Interesting lineup here. Ultimately, it's Tiatakul that puts it in. Akandi with the head up. Good touch by Raul. Cleaton. Back to Raul. If he plays this nicely, has it got the legs? Raul again. Is he onside? Raul to Damjanovic, who puts it wide. Damjanovic puts it wide. What a big moment for Dejan Damjanovic. Excellent play coming out. Was he onside? It doesn't matter, the flag was down, and Damjanovic, well, he's opened his body up, and he'll be disappointed with that finish. We'll get a backdoor angle this time. Never, never on target. Sukit Amakul. Tignon, again, nice play. Tiatakul delays the ball into the box. Savonasai loses out inside the penalty area. Damjanovic has got to put that miss out of his head. Roberto. Lord Chichun. Again, it's a ball to nothing. Sukit Hamakul. That's a lovely ball. Getterson's onside, bad angle. Flashes it across the face of goal. Still might not make it all the way out of play on the far side. Nicely retrieved on the far side as well. Shot from distance, Cesar takes. Okay, just starting to open up. Cleaton, not fouled. Oh, he is fouled actually, Getterson. I didn't hear the whistle. Getterson not impressed with the decision. Shows a little degree of dissent. We just watch a replay of that stinging shot that Paulo Cesar was right behind. Well, a draw really doesn't sit nicely on the shoulders for Kitchee. They possibly have a chance to progress should they get a victory here and then a victory in their last game against Vissel Kobe. Chan to Mingazov. Raul gets it back. Helio. Shogakul. Turn around the corner, not very well. First touch wasn't so very good as well in the middle of the park. Again, Raul picking the pockets. Cleaton far side. Chan with a cross. Shot by Makande. Damjanovic, who came from an offside position to try and get involved with play. Chiangrai United just suddenly on the back foot again. And Kitchee do have to go forward. They do need the victory. They are still in the race for possibly top spot or even second spot. As I said earlier on, Group J has only 3 teams, and the results against fourth place teams in groups F to I in the Eastern region will be omitted when it comes down to the final look at who goes through as the best second placed club in their groups. And currently Urara Red Diamonds have 7 points, and Youngbook Hyundai Motors has 7 points. Melbourne City have 6 points. Kitchee, well, they would go on to 5 points with a game to play. A couple of those have already played their final games in their group, so that means that Kitchee would need to beat Vissel Kobe going forward to have a chance of looking at maybe a top spot or indeed a second place spot. But Chiangrai United on the football. Sukit Hamakul tries to work it in the middle of the park, but giving it away. There's a chance of a chase by Akandi. Can he keep it in play? This time it skips as opposed to dies in the sodden turf. Timyon down the line. Savannah State. Oh, good work there by Tiatakul. Oh, the crossfield pass is cut out, and there's a break on the other way. Akande got a bit of time and space now. Will he drive at the penalty area? Well, he's hit the post and it's fallen nicely to Cleaton. Well, that completely wrong-footed everybody in the ground from Akande. Everybody thought he was looking for the far side of Anin's goal, but it went to the near post and it thudded off the upright. What an inspired substitution this has been. Scorer of the equaliser, and now he's rattled the woodwork, and he's been lively since he's come on. Three changes being lined up now. 33-year-old Alex Akandi certainly shuffled the pack up a bit here. What changes are lined up now, though? This is the question for Chiangrai United. Cleaton tries to spring an early ball. Akandi has walked past the ball. Anin has to come up and tidy up because of the run on the far side. Mingazov ran beyond Akandi. I'm getting a little bit scrappy, and that's falling nicely into the hands of Lochi Chunda, who I thought was upended, but Brenner will carry on with the football. Tinyom. Sukit Amakol loses out. Akandi with a chance. Oh, what a terrific recovery by Inpen to put the ball away for a corner. Can't lose the football there. Damjanovic just played it through. Not so sure Akandi's back here would have quite did the work. Corner goes in. Free header, and then puts it away. Damjanovic again with a header. All of a sudden, it seems a little bit one way. Cleaton's corner, Damjanovic with a header, and Anin had to go down, and he's managed to shovel it right in the post on the half volley. Well, the first of the changes. Jehan coming on for Versuva. We'll just wait for the full complement to be dealt with. sure if all of the changes happen. I think they have. Zura is one as he's making his way around the side of the pitch. Big header away this time. In pen, chance again for the ball to be placed back in by Cleaton. Trying to attempt his way past, gets a decent ball in, and in, misses out. Ball falls nicely to Roberto. Roberto finds a shot this time. It's up the body. Dejan Damjanovic. Well, almost proposing marriage there, and Mr. Alturai says absolutely off the body, and he is right on the spot. Roberto, and it is my man in pen that gets a big shoulder on it. Dejan Damjanovic desperate for the penalty. Kande, it's in, and he gets his goal. Damjanovic gets it off the post and turns it in. Exactly what Kitchee needed. But a Kande again, a man involved, and Dejan Damjanovic reacts first as it comes off the post. Cleaton's corner, a Kande with a back heel, and Damjanovic just waits for it to pop up off the post and puts a perfect header into the back of the net. What a flick by Kande again. Anin had no chance. But the moment it popped out, it was a case of getting a nice meaty forehead on it for Dejan Damjanovic, which he did very, very well. And Kitchee take the lead after trailing by a goal to nil at the break. Well, just 20 minutes to go. And has Damjanovic kept Kitchee's hopes alive heading into the last 20 minutes of this Group J game? They do have one more game to play against the current league leaders, Vissel Kobe. But presently, it is turning into a very interesting game here in the Buridam Stadium. Delayed by an hour, if you're just wondering why the game is only on its 72nd minute. Delayed by an hour after a terrific rainstorm before kickoff and during the kickoff time that was set. The pitch waterlogged. Ground staff have worked superb to get some sort of game on here. First half was a little bit wet, but the second half has subsequently seen a very interesting game unfold in front of our eyes. Loads of cards, loads of players. I'll tell you all about those changes in just a moment. Chance now for Chiangrai. Jahan doesn't manage to turn it around the corner. Zuva Hirota were the two players that came off. We know that Jahan was one. And the other player on this near side was Chatong, that has come on as well. Well, what you can say is that it is now a case of Kitchee to manage the game. 18 minutes plus stoppage time to play. They've got their noses in front. You can see from the possession stats there, not a great deal in it. Roberto cuts inside Chatong. Oh. Cleaton wants to get involved with everything. Chan, back to Cleaton. Loses out. Chance now for Chiangrai to go forward. Pedersen hasn't really had a lot of work or ball into his feet to work with, in fairness, at the top of the park. but I'll do him very well to get that long ball down the flank. It's the flanks are going to go up. Chance inside the box here. Akande, who's been involved in everything, but then it just gets a toe on it. The break wasn't flagged. Akande scorer of the equaliser, and then his flick off the post allowed Damjanovic moments ago to make it 2-1 to Kitchee in Group J. This will take Kitchee up to 6 points, 1 point behind Vissel Kobe, and they go head-to-head in the last group game. Timyon just getting a little bit of a foot in on Lochi Chun. Just to let you know that Dejan Damjanovic got a yellow card for the removal of his shirt in his celebrations. Lifted into the box and in. Doesn't get enough on it. It comes off the head of Brinner behind him. Clayton, who's been on just about every set piece, now jog off to the far side to take another corner. Won't be in a busting hurry. Side from Hong Kong have put it firmly back in their own hands regarding qualifications from Group J. Group winners automatically go through. Referee just making sure that there is no more hassles. Corner goes in again. Front post header, wide of the goal. Referee sees it out of play. That'll be a goal kick to Chiangrai. Well, should Vissel Kobe lose in the next game to Kitchee, I know I'm getting ahead of myself here, that'll put Kitchee on to 9 points. Vissel Kobe would then drop into the second place lottery, but they would have 7 points, which as things stand, would put them above Melbourne City, who currently occupy one of the positions. So still plenty of twists and turns to go in the qualification from these groups. And this certainly will run right into the final game, should it stay the way it is at the moment. Khalid Salah, Al-Tarai. Sees Roberto upending his man on this near side. Shukit Hamakul. Clip forward, not a bad ball either. Free kick has been given. Roberto adjudged to have made the foul. Just a little bit quick to try and retrieve the ball there on Tignon. And now, if you're sat on the edge of your seats, you will be if you are a Kitchee fan, because every time this ball is deposited into your penalty area, you just want to see it go the other way. A long way away from your own goal. Getterson fires it in. Oh my word! Chance on the edge of the box. Another chance. Tignon headed over the bar. Well, Paulo Cesar completely undone by that shot from Getterson. Somehow directs it up onto the crossbar. And in the end, Tignon's shot headed over the top of his crossbar by Che Ishio-Gagur. Corner. Difficult to take. Well, be still your beating Kitchee fan heart at this moment. Pulses are racing. Getterson now with a corner. Almost a free header. Tignon back. Here he goes, it's 2 apiece. my word! What a header! And it's that man that's added the goal to all those other attributes I gave him in pen that equalises. Over the head of Helio, and Impact guides it into the corner of the net. What a finish! And he has been on my radar since the start. Lovely ball in, over the head of Helio, and Impact just guides it into the bottom corner. Cesar rooted to the spot, and all of a sudden it's all there to play for. It could not have been a better time goal for the neutrals. It couldn't have been a better time goal for Chiangrai United. It couldn't have been a worse time goal for Kitchee. Ball's in the box, it's loose. Could it be made into a goal? No, Arin manages to save the ball there from Mingazov, who tried to play it forward. Stay tuned, folks, because this is going to be an end to a match that you're going to love. Chiangrai United haven't scored a goal in their previous games. They've got 2 in this one, and that second one is a bit of a hammer blow to Kitchee. Helio with the ball away. Now the pendulum swings the other way. Chiangrai United, Getterson the target, headed away this time. Shot will come in, not the best shot, and Cesar saw it late and gets it away for a corner. Suvarasai got the shot in. It wasn't the cleanest and crispest of hits, but it just goes to show you what nerves can do. Paulo Cesar must have seen that late beyond players, and then had to react and done well ultimately to get it round the corner. Getterson with the corner. Twitchy, Kitchee, no, that's all I can say. Damjanovic gets it away. Cleaton, nice ball. Chance now for a break. Mingazov slides it in, real chance here for 3-3, 3-2 I should say. Saved by Arin, not a chance, it's into the back of the net. Arin, well, he'll look at that, and it's put in by Lorchi Chun to make it 3-2. Well, I never did. The game has exploded into life, and Arin, well, he'll have to look at his handling. He's just pushed it out into a dangerous area. Lovely break here. Mingazov, crossfield ball. Left by Lorchi Chun. And look at that, just a poor palm. And Lorchi Chun turns it in. And got enough, he needed to put that away from the goal and not into his 6-yard box. Damjanovic with a shot. Couldn't hold on to it. Oh, he's finished that nicely, ultimately, into the top of the net. And look at the smiles on the faces. Lorchi Chun had actually gone beyond Damjanovic at one point, but managed to stay on side. 3-2. Do not turn away. I've told you, this game is swinging around like a pendulum in the wind at the moment. You have a shot, we score. I'll have a shot, then they'll score. It's unbelievable stuff here inside the Buriram Stadium. We had to wait an hour for this, and all of a sudden the game has gone from one side to another. Started by that man, in fairness, Akandi, who's just been fouled, coming onto the field of play, bringing Kitchee back into the idea. Damjanovic then, from an Akandi flick, headed one in off the post to make it 2-1 after Chiangrai United took the lead late on in the first half from the penalty spot, from a penalty taken by Sukat Hamakul. And then right again, Lorchi Chun getting the ball away from maybe a little bit of a poor touch from the keeper, Anin, and just turn it into the roof of the net. The game was ambling away until 70 minutes, and then the last 10 minutes we've seen 3 goals go in. Alex Akandi is down. I once played for a side, and we had an ex-professional manager. Now, I'm not saying this, I'm not appertaining this at all, I'm not stressing this any way you want. but he used to say to one of our players, if we score a goal, I want one of you down to take the sting out of the game with a hammy, an injury, just to kill any momentum, any riposte from the opposition. If we score, down you go. And I went down, and he said, we're still losing 2-1, get up. And I got a real flea in my ear. There's timing of it, but that was me. Anyway, Chan with his free kick. Crossfield. Lord Chichun tries to cushion the header down. Damjanovic came in behind him. A little lack of communication between the pair. Tignon. Gedison tries to batter his way through. Helio will see this back to Cesar. Well, Gedison there counting the seconds that the keeper can have the ball in his hands. It is a rule, in fairness, to Gedison at the top that isn't always adhered to by referees. But it's a rule that works for you in one respect if you're leading, and if you're losing, it works in the other respect. So I think the referees call it just about right. Tertong to Tignon. Sukit Hamagol spreads it out, go high. Bit of a run in that far corner there by Jehan. Loose touch, Cleaton gets onto it. He'll accept the tug of the shirt. Every second now that moves towards the end of the 90 will be eagerly accepted by Kitchee. Well, we have another change. Once the right Kainan comes on. And also Fata Natpon comes on as well. Well, the last moments of the game before we look at what the boardman will throw up on his board. 3-2, it's been 5 goals. It's been played at a pretty decent pace, in fairness. The pitch, I won't say unplayable, because we've got 90 minutes out of it, but it's been a difficult pitch, certainly in the first 45 minutes. The second 45 minutes, it's played a lot better. But it brought in an element of doubt with every pass that was used and every pass that was made. We've had a game to savour, and we had a game that was very much and still hangs in the balance. Cleaton this time the aggressor. Ball goes forward, not long by putting up, but it's now about management surely for Kitchee. Raul sees the ball taken off his toes by Tiatukul. Near side, Chatong. Somewhat delayed on it, but again, don't count out Chiangrai United presently. Last side, can they now make that telling contribution late on in the game? Brenner. Just breezing around the stadium, catching some of the pitch mics. Kitchee will be happy to see this ball in the Chiangrai United half. Two-hit hammer call, just dropped into the back line. Brenner, near side to Fatah Natpon. Lovely turn here by Chatong. Got away from his man. Can he get the telling cross in? Manages to get the ball in. Was there a little deflection? The answer's not, and I have to give a little tug of the forelock there to Mingazov for chasing all the way back. Seaside is about to come on. And here is places Tiathakrul. Well, it's the last throw of the dice, you feel. We're into the 90th minute. Paulo Cesar will get every second possible as we move towards the end of the 90. Drilled long. Makande the target. That's going to be an easy throw this time. In pen takes a throw. Well, now allows it to go to Kohai, sorry. Jehan getting away from Damjanovic. Good challenge in there on the far side by Chan. 4 additional minutes now to be played. Not too sure of some of the actual correct actions for throw-ins at the moment, but that is the speed they want to try and get the ball back in play. Fatanapon. Chatong. Bit of space here. Jehan. Getterson with the head up. Quite falling nicely, but in the end a little bit too much strength being showed by Getterson. We'll be glad of rain softened turf for those quadruple jabs into the turf with his bare knuckles. Well, it has been a battle from start to finish. But it's been well looked at. Maybe a change now. Matt Orr is about to come on. And it is the goal scorer. Could he be the victorious goal scorer? Lord Chichao that goes on. Seaside. Jehan. And he's got a thump this, you feel. He's played a nice ball out to the far side. I thought he might just have hung it up. In the end, what's that? Kai Nam was the man that tried to get onto it on the far side. Chan will take his time. Another substitute, just to weak a few more seconds. Hong Yan is about to come on. Seasai has the ball at his feet. Damjanovic does well. That's a throw deep in Chiangrai territory. And that's exactly where Kitchee want that ball to be. Well, the referee's surely not going to allow that. He is allowing it. Caught high. Has the ball thrust to him a good 20 yards down the line. Well, it is Dejan Damjanovic who is going off the field of play to be replaced by Hong Yan. Time still for one last attack, you feel, for Chiangrai. Excellent work by Akande, who's had such a telling contribution coming on at half-time for Kitchee. Looking at the floor, those this side deserve something out of this game. But maybe when a little gung-ho and we're opened up at the end. Seaside thumps it Near side, Chatong tries to get onto it. Cuts inside Roberto. Support from Jehan. Chance on this near side for Fatanatpon to put the ball in. Getterson won't get there, nor will Brinner. Matthew Orr, just come on, put the ball away, safety. Chance now for his side to defend what is likely to be a last thrust into the penalty area. Rao gets it away, and now the break is on. Still it comes the other way, still there's a chance. Cleared by Rao. Into the box it goes again, gets to the target. Big header away by Helio. Sukit Hamakol feeds it. Chatong. Can he get the cross in? He's teasing Roberto. Hamakol, Gersson's little layoff. Well, in a heap inside the penalty area. Brinner goes down. Paulo Cesar is out very quickly to smother it. That could be the final moment of the game. A little bit of an arm round him. Maybe not enough to bring him down. The referee says that's enough. But for the fear of possibly not having a game, as the waters lapped across the pitch below in the warm-up and at the official start time, the referee took words from the groundsman and the weather forecast, and we got a game underway an hour later. And what a game it turned out to be. Right on the stroke of half-time, Chiangrai took the lead through a Sukit Hamakul penalty. But then in the second half, the introduction of Alex Akande. He thumped one in on 55 to equalise before his flick hit the post for Damjanovic to make it 2-1. In pen, the centre-half for Chiangrai got an equaliser, but right at the end, Lochi Chun got the victory, and it's really in the melting point, Group J. The big game comes next, but for tonight, Chiangrai 2, Kitchee 3. The next game up is the top Vissel Kobe versus Kitchee. Thank you very, very much for staying with us.